Imagine this. The year is 331 BC. The sun beats down on the plains of Gaugamela. On one side, Alexander the Great, with nearly 50,000 of the finest soldiers the ancient world has ever seen. On the other, King Darius III of Persia, commanding a massive force of 250,000 men. History tells us Alexander achieved a legendary victory here, a triumph that cemented his legacy. But what if something impossible happened? What if, on that fateful day, a visitor from the future appeared? As the Macedonian phalanx advances, a sound fills the air unlike anything ever heard. It's not the clash of bronze or the thunder of hooves. It's a deep, rhythmic hump that seems to tear the sky apart. Soldiers on both sides stop in their tracks, their spears feeling suddenly useless. They look up, shielding their eyes from the sun. What they see defies all belief. A dark, insect-like machine hangs in the air, motionless, its blades chopping at the wind. To them, it is a monster, a divine omen, a demon from the underworld. This is an AH-64 Apache attack helicopter, plucked from the 21st century and dropped into the heart of antiquity. The Persian army, already unnerved by the Macedonians' discipline, sees this apparition and panics. Is it a new weapon of the Greek gods, sent by Zeus to aid his supposed son, Alexander? Or is it a monster unleashed by their own deities as a sign of their displeasure? Confusion turns to terror. Darius, watching from his war chariot, is frozen with disbelief. Inside the Apache's cockpit, two bewildered pilots are trying to make sense of their situation. One moment, they were on a training exercise over a modern desert. The next, they're looking down at a scene straight out of a history book. Their GPS is useless. Their radios crackle with static. All they see are tens of thousands of men in ancient armor, armed with swords and spears, locked in a battle for their lives. They are completely and utterly alone, 2 millennia from home. Alexander, never one to be paralyzed by fear, sees an opportunity. He points his sword towards the hovering beast. His generals are terrified, urging him to fall back. But Alexander's mind is racing. This is not a god, it's a challenge. He orders his companion cavalry, the elite of his army, to charge. Not at the Persians, but towards the strange flying machine. Perhaps he thinks he can bring it down, or maybe he simply wants to understand it. The pilots see the cavalry thundering towards them. Their training kicks in. They don't know who these people are, but they perceive them as a hostile force. The gunner locks onto the lead horseman Alexander himself. With a press of a button, the Apache's 30mm chain gun spits fire. The sound is deafening, a roar that drowns out the battle cries. A burst of high explosive rounds tears into the ground just ahead of the charging cavalry. The earth erupts. Horses scream and rear back, throwing their riders. The ground is turned into a crater of smoke and fire. Alexander's horse, the legendary Bucephalus, is startled but holds its ground. Alexander himself is splattered with mud and dust, his ears ringing. He has just witnessed a power beyond his wildest imagination. The air smells of cordite, a scent no one in his time has ever known. His elite cavalry, the force that has broken every enemy line, is in disarray. They are not just defeated. They are utterly invalidated. Their courage, their skill, their entire way of war is meaningless against this thing. The Persian army, seeing the most feared cavalry in the world scattered by a single burst of thunder and lightning from the skydomen, completely breaks. This isn't a battle anymore. It's a divine slaughter. Darius turns his chariot and flees for his life, his army dissolving behind him into a panicked mob. But the Apache isn't done. The pilots, still trying to assess the situation, see the vast Persian force running. Are they a threat? Are they regrouping? Unsure of who is friend or foe, they switch to their Hellfire missiles. They don't target the fleeing soldiers, but they lock onto the massed Persian war chariots, which they identify as armored vehicles. A missile streaks from its pylon with a puff of smoke. A second later, a massive explosion engulfs a squadron of chariots, sending wood, metal, and bodies flying through the air. The devastation is absolute. The Battle of Gaugamela is over in minutes. But this isn't Alexander's victory. It belongs to the machine from the future. Alexander stands amidst the carnage, not as a triumphant conqueror, but as a humbled witness. His dream of a world united under his rule feels hollow. How can he conquer the world when a power like this exists? What god or king could field such a weapon? In the days that follow, the Apache becomes the new god of this world. It has limited fuel and ammunition, a fact the pilots are keenly aware of. They land in a remote, secluded valley, trying to stay hidden. But news of the Iron Eagle, or the Sky Chariot of Fire, spreads like wildfire across the ancient world. Alexander's army is demoralized. Their invincibility is a joke. Many desert, believing their king has lost the favor of the gods. Alexander, however, becomes obsessed. He abandons his eastward conquest. His new mission is to find and understand this new power. He sends scouts everywhere, not to find Darius, but to find the metal bird. He believes that whoever controls this weapon controls the world. His empire building stops before it truly begins. He is no longer Alexander the Great, conqueror of Persia. He is Alexander the Hunter, seeker of forbidden technology. History is shattered. Without Alexander's push into India, the cultural exchange between East and West never happens. The Hellenistic Age, the era of Greek influence that shaped science, philosophy, and art for centuries, is snuffed out in its infancy. Libraries like the one in Alexandria are never built. Philosophers and scientists who flourished under Hellenistic patronage are never heard from. The world remains fragmented. The Roman Republic, rising in the West, would not encounter a world unified by Greek culture. Instead, they would face a fractured Persia and dozens of smaller, warring kingdoms. Perhaps Rome's rise would be even faster. Or perhaps, in their expansion east, they too would hear tales of the sky god and its thunderous wrath. What about the pilots? They are trapped. Their fuel will eventually run out. Their ammunition is finite. They are gods for a day, but mortals forever. Eventually, their machine will fall silent. When it does, what'll happen? Will it be captured? Will its secrets be reverse-engineered over centuries, leading to a bizarre, accelerated technological arms race in the ancient world? Imagine Roman legions fighting Parthian cavalry, both sides armed with crude gunpowder weapons based on misunderstood 21st-century technology. The entire timeline of human innovation would be warped beyond recognition. The story of Alexander is a cornerstone of Western history. His conquests connected civilizations and laid the groundwork for the modern world. But with the appearance of a single Apache helicopter, that legacy is erased. The great unifier becomes a forgotten king, obsessed with a machine he could never comprehend. The world is denied his genius and instead is thrown into chaos, haunted by the memory of a weapon that should not have existed. A single, impossible event at Gaugamela didn't just change a battle. It broke history itself. What do you think would have happened? Would Alexander have found a way to defeat the Apache? Or would humanity's timeline be permanently altered? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this journey into what if history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more.